Success with Google Ads today is about so much more than bids and budgets and keywords. Lead generation and e-commerce accounts alike need to take a holistic view of the customer in order to drive sustainable, scalable results. To that end, this is ppc.zone April 2025 Full Funnel Paid Ads. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. I use the pronouns she and her. I'm a Google Ads coach, ex-Googler, and the founder of the Inside Google Ads course, podcast, and book. I created ppc.zone in 2022 to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. I do need to exercise my host privileges to share that my first book, Inside Google Ads, Everything You Need to Know About Audience Targeting, just dropped on Amazon today. It is available internationally, and I am thrilled to share that as of today, I can add best-selling author to my title. So if you would like to check out my book on Amazon, you can search for Jill Saskin-Gales. Okay, first up in the zone today is the founder of Clickt.ca. During 7 years as a marketing director, he learned that real success starts with understanding a business's financial performance, not just what's happening inside the ad account. Today, he's here to tell us about the lead generation equation, optimizing the post-click experience. It is with great pleasure that I introduce you to John Greenhow. Welcome, John.
Thank you, Jill, and congratulations on your book launch. I can't wait to read it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. As Jill said, my name is John. In my 7 years as a marketing director and 5 years as a sales director, I was really focused on the question, is lead generation profitable? Today, I want to look at some ideas on how to work towards that. So we'll start by looking at assessing profitability by using the lead generation equation to define customer acquisition cost. We will look at how to approach optimizing the post-click customer experience in order to improve results and profitability. And we'll look at how to enrich reporting by including post-click conversions. Drum roll. This is the lead generation equation. Customer acquisition cost is equal to cost per click divided by your total post-click conversion rate. I know, not exactly Isaac Newton, but looking at campaigns through this equation is very clarifying, or at least I have found. So your total post-click conversion rate is how many clicks become customers. And that data needs to come from your website and your CRM. For our conversation, I'm going to break down the total post-click conversion rate into stages. A click becomes a lead by submitting a form. That's the on-page conversion rate. A lead becomes a deal. That's the lead conversion rate. And a deal becomes a customer, the win rate. Your CRM will report on these rates right into the box, but the trick is getting campaign-specific data into the CRM so that reports can be segmented by campaign or even by keyword. Lead generation viability hinges on the balance between customer acquisition cost and customer lifetime value. To be sustainable, your LTV must significantly exceed your CAC, ideally like a factor of 3 or more. That ratio specifically depends on a lot of things unique to the business: goals, profitability, the stage of the business. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. The question is, with our current level of performance for customer acquisition cost, will lead generation drive value or drain resources? So let's take a look at this example here. $4.50 for a cost per click divided by 10% on-page conversion rate divided by 40% lead conversion rate divided by 30% win rate is $375 customer acquisition cost. Is that number profitable against customer lifetime value? If it's profitable, great. What can we do to improve profitability? If not, okay, what can we do to improve the performance so that we can scale lead generation? And should we focus our energy on pay-per-click, on the landing page, on lead management, on deal management? I think a common problem in marketing is trying to boil the ocean. Time and resources are limited. So this equation will help you determine the opportunities for optimization and track your efforts. This is PPC zone, but I'm actually going to look at opportunities that are available to you after the click. So not looking at PPC whatsoever. Let's start by looking at landing pages. This is the on-page conversion rate segment of the customer journey. Copywriting is a huge area for opportunity. I would say often done very, very poorly. If I can be blunt, nobody cares about your business. People care about their problems. People care about your ability to solve their problems. They care that you have a track record of working with people exactly like them experiencing the same problems. So The success of your landing page, and I would say of your brand in general, depends on the clarity with which the brand can communicate who it serves, what is their animating problem or desire, what is their desired goal or outcome, what is the process of getting from the problem to their goal when they work with you, how can they get started, and what do they get in return for getting started? Like, what's your offer? Be clear, be plain, be simple, be direct, but be honest, substantial, and sensitive. Talk to customers, like do actual customer interviews and get their own words, their own experiences in their own words. To supplement that, people are online and talking about the problem that you're trying to solve. Read your reviews, read your competitors' reviews, find the subreddit for your niche to figure out how people are discussing the problem that you are trying to solve. Let's take a look at lead response next. Lead response relates to your lead conversion rate. The benchmark here is 5 minutes from a lead entering into your system to the first call attempt, and a minimum of 6 call contact attempts before a lead is given up on. Calls, not emails, not automations, not text messages. If a lead response system isn't hitting these benchmarks, then there's a lot of opportunity to improve the lead conversion rate. Here is my suggestion. Test your own system as a secret shopper. Submit a lead form, start a stopwatch. How long does it take for you to get a phone call? What happens when you don't answer? How many attempts are made? Is there an attempt on SMS or email to follow up? Once you do hit those benchmarks, I'm really concerned with, is the system sturdy, and is it scalable? What happens on vacations, sick days, weekends, and evenings? What happens when lead volume doubles? I'm amazed by how many businesses are willing to spend and work towards spending 6 figures on ads, but they aren't willing to invest in the people and processes necessary to maximize that investment. Let's take a look at reporting and how this can be used to build trust and to share responsibility and accountability for the post-click experience. This is a sample report, just a snapshot of a sample report. Area 1 defines the threshold of performance that we're targeting for each stage of the customer journey. So the PPC, landing page, lead conversion rate, deal conversion rate. Underneath that are diagnostic metrics that I like to use so that we can start to determine if we fail to hit that threshold, why, what is happening, how can we get more clarity into the performance. And then area number 3 is integrating actual financial performance from the CRM in order to report very directly on financial performance. Let me summarize my key points here. Number 1 is audit the lead generation equation before you start running traffic to determine whether or not lead generation is viable, whether or not it will be profitable. Number 2, your copywriting needs to focus on your customers, not your brand. Number 3, audit your lead response system by being a secret shopper. Test how long it takes to get a contact attempt. And number 4 is use offline conversions in your reporting in order to build trust and shared responsibility across the entire customer journey with your clients. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you so much, John, for sharing your unique perspective and insights with us in The Zone. If you'd like to connect with John Greenhow, you can find him on LinkedIn. Our next event will be in June. If you would like to apply to speak at an upcoming PPC Zone, you can do so on our website. That's ppc.zone. I'm your host, Jill Saskin-Gales. You can follow me on LinkedIn to stay up to date on future events, and you can buy my new book, Inside Google Ads, on Amazon. Thank you for supporting our mission to elevate new perspectives and insights in our industry. I look forward to seeing you next time in The Zone.